Crafted comedy
by Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G Block Show.
All right. Well, did you guys get a chance to listen to that Dr. Dang that I was telling you guys about?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he's wise beyond belief. And kind of, I'd say he's pretty entertaining. I actually come across a track of his that he did called Doggone It. You ever heard of that one?
No, I haven't heard that. I know he did this one. I know he did this one. It was about Bill Cosby. It was about this guy that, you just have to hear it. It was really, the guy is brilliant. The stuff he comes up with by being brilliant. He puts that Dr. Phil to shame. But, it just goes to show you the level of intellect in this country when this guy is, he's got the show and he hits ridiculous softball situations that anybody with just a scintilla of sense could take on. It's just like he gets people on the show, and it's like, do you think I should go apply for a job wearing underwear on my head? It's like, you need to just stop doing that.
Oh, I know. And then he's like, you shouldn't be wearing underwear when you go look for work. It's just not something that, unless you're going to apply for a job as maybe an underwear salesperson. It's just like, okay, come on. Yeah, really?
Yeah, well, that's why I think this Dr. Dang, he's the guy that everybody should be talking about. Sorry, move over, Dr. Phil, you loser. It's over for you, pal. I don't know, you saved Oprah from that meat situation, that meat fiasco, and all of a sudden you're put on this big pedestal. It's like, well, really? And did you really save her? Did you really? I mean, I wonder about that. It sounds like to me like the frickin' meat industry just steamrolls anything and anybody. Well, it's just, anyway. So how about you? Did you listen to Dr. Dang?
Yes, I did. I thought he was brilliant. I like the way he reasons things out. I didn't realize, I had no idea he'd be such a philosopher. See, and I think that's really important because philosophy and the way you approach life really has a lot of impact on your life. If you don't already have the fundamentals dialed in, you're asking for it, really. And I think a lot of people don't have the parents didn't have it and they don't have it. And you certainly listen to like what most people get their advice from. That's for people who get into situations that it's like, okay, really? Anybody, like you said, with just any half-wit would know not to get into those messes, and anybody in a restaurant, you could go into just go to a fast food place and say, hey, look at this situation. This girl thinks it's okay to shoot off fireworks in her bedroom at 3 a.m. And what does everybody think about that? And almost everybody in the room could give as good of, if not better, advice than Dr. Phil. They are just amazingly softball. Well, with Dr. Dang, he goes deeper to where you wouldn't be inclined to set off fireworks at 3 o'clock in the morning in your bedroom. We take care of that. Anyway, I thank you for, I appreciate you turning me on to him, really. I think for people who kind of have their stuff together, he'll keep you grounded. And he's just so, well, you just can't help but like him. You immediately just want to, he's like a friend. I like that.
Yeah, well, all right. Now, see, that's the kind of, that's what I thought. And I came across him. He's again with the Portland Puppets. They did with him what they've done with us, what they've also done with preachers. The Portland Puppets, they come across, they know when they find good talent. They like that, and of course that helps them, that promotes them. When they puppetize, Portland Puppets, I think that alone is pretty brilliant what they've done. In order to promote their business, they come across good talent like myself and Dr. Dang and those preachers, Preacher Isaac, Preacher Joe, and then they do puppet videos, where there would have been like a podcast or just a recorded church sermon, or you get the idea, where there's no visual. It's all sort of like having like a bobblehead made of you, but much better, much better. I was thinking of that the other day. I really would like a bobblehead of myself, kind of like what Old Man on the 700 Club. I realize he's like a real living, breathing bobblehead. But that's what I think it'd be kind of cool to have an actual. I'd like an action figure of me. But I'm pretty happy with what they've done with the puppets. It's kind of neat to see that. Maybe someday I'll get a cartoon made. Maybe that would be neat. So anyway, moving along.
You've been enjoying another episode of the G Block Show.
Crafted comedy.
By Grey Wolf. It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G Block Show.
They're just too cool for school, and I have to agree. They got it made. They figured out how to do it. They've got, they've either got the wonderfully talented parents, they're probably movie stars or whatever, and that's good, or they've got the connections. They've got the affluence. And let's face it, that's everything. It's not what you know, it's who you know. It's been that way since a long time ago. So, yeah, school. It's a waste of time. And, they think back, too, that I'm just saying what nobody else can figure out. But you go way back even time, back in the early days, when women did not have the rights they have now, which is amazing. I agree. I know that's historically true. But to all of a sudden act like women just finally have a place that they're finally getting, they're standing up for themselves. Well, I look back at some of these movies back to even the 30s and 40s, and yeah, these women ruled the roost. Yeah, these men might have thought they were all that, but all along you could tell that the women called the shots. You didn't want to tick them off. These were strong women. And when I talk about strong women, I want to say this. There's these women nowadays. There's some of these, just come on, give me a break. If a woman, just like a man, if a woman like a man is a jerk, he's a jerk. If a guy's a jerk, he's a jerk. I don't care if he's successful. I don't care if he's assertive. All that. If he's a jerk, he's a jerk. And if he's not, he's not. He's just wonderfully assertive and, take charge and, in command and know what the heck they're doing type guys. That's fine. Just don't be a jerk. I'm not afraid of strong men. The same goes for women. If you are assertive, take charge, your mind, you're together, you're really wanting to make an impact in the world, God bless you, go for it. You're my kind of woman. But if you're a jerk, going to refrain from using the B word, because I didn't call the guy a bastard, so I'm not going to call the women, the B word. But that's kind of, you get the idea. No, I don't. Yeah, there's no man should ever be okay, and no woman should be okay with these jerk women or jerk men. I don't care, but don't conflate jerk with strong. Don't say that. There's women who have their stuff going, and they deserve all the respect in the world, but they don't have to come into a room posturing like they just came off of a football field, and they're just he-men, women, with cojones the size of bowling balls. They have to figure that they're like double that of any man. I'm going to show you, I'm going to act way more manly than a man, because I demand respect. I'm a strong woman. No, strong women and strong men don't have to come off like that. Those people are I don't know what their problem is, what they're compensating for, what they think, that they're confused. They mix up strength with good leadership. They mix it up. They mix up being a jerk with good leadership. I don't know how many people fall for this crap, So, these Leona Helmsley type women. No. I do have a problem with them. So women out there, if you don't know the difference between good leadership and people, who should be respected in the business world, that sort of thing, you get that confused with these jerks, and saying that a person has a problem with these jerks have a problem with strong women. It's just like, no. You need to rethink that. And now all of a sudden, this last, 10 years or so, it's like finally women are saying, well, we finally come of age and we're not taking it anymore. And we're gonna step on all these guys. I know there's guys that have taken advantage of their position. Heck, my mom, she was in the workforce, and all these stories of like, hey, we could probably work something out if we could work something out. I'm not naive to that, and nor do I agree with it, of course. But it doesn't mean that all of a sudden it's just like, if you're a man, and especially if you're over a certain age, you're like me, my age, all of a sudden you're the scourge of the earth and you need to be wiped out. It's like, okay, how do you think it's a give and take? Don't get, even though let's put it this way, I'm all for full equality. I want everybody every gender, every race, creed. I don't care what your sexual preference is. You deserve full equality. That's justice. Whatever it is, you deserve your due. Then nobody should be above or below anybody. But I'm beginning to get the feeling that a lot of women are like, fine, now I've made it to the top and I'm ready to smash some men down. I'm ready to turn the table the other way. It's like, well, wait a minute. No. Now you're asking us, men, to play second fiddle to women. Now, sorry, I'm like, all those people are out there like, oh, God, what is he talking about? I'll tell you what, we cannot say, if men were to go on TV and say the same things that women say all the time, like, can you imagine a commercial? Men are strong. These same things that women say, we're strong, we're tough, these just go on and on. Makes you sound, by the way, makes women seem very insecure. Really insecure. I don't think women used to be that way. My mother, for example, she worked. She was very attractive, and she was strong. She was not a woman who ever needed a man. But it isn't like she spit on men. It isn't like, no, she respected men. She liked men. Men liked her. She didn't feel like she had to step on men to make herself feel right. And nor did she take any crap from men. She was nobody's fool. She never thought about these things. It just never occurred to her. She never had to go around with this chip on her shoulder like, boy, now look at me. And I'm telling you what, she made more money. She was smart. She was savvy. Like I said, she was nobody's fool, but she didn't go around with attitude. It was just like, no, that's the way it is. We all played in the sandbox. Everything was just fine. These women today, I'm going to say some of these women, the ones that we're hearing the most about, the ones that are apparently behind a lot of this marketing, this advertising crap, they don't speak for most women. But you wouldn't know it because they control so much of what we're hearing. Now, I got news. Not every woman wants to be the toughest, the fastest, this competitive stuff. Like you just see these, literally like this, just masculating things. Not every man wants to. There's some people who really want to achieve. They want to be the fastest runner. They want to be the first. They're just whatever. They're driven. But don't put it out there like every woman now is that woman. There's a lot out there that these women are making feel bad because these women just want to be ordinary women. Yeah, they do. They want equality and they want respect, and they don't want to be treated like a rag doll, something just to go fetch a beer for their husband. Of course not. But they're not man haters, and they're not wanting to take on the rollers. And I tell you, just lay off a little bit with this. It's great that you get to play football with the guys. Good. Great. If you can keep up and you can take the hits, good. More power to you. But don't be putting this like all of a sudden every woman wants to be that woman, and don't make it out that that if it weren't for men, life would just be fantastic. Let's keep a little sanity here and a little balance. After all, it's just let's try to get along and don't step on somebody now that you've gotten where you think you need to be, which I think is partly just an illusion anyway. But okay, but don't do it at somebody else's expense.
You've been enjoying another episode of The G-Block Show, and we hope you're telling your friends about The G-Block Show. If you have feedback or suggestions or would like to be a G-Block Show sponsor, please contact us at gblockshow.com. Hey, for the price of a fancy store-bought card, I will make you an online video card. An invitation, greeting, birthday wish, get well, congratulations, anything, and perhaps more than what you'd buy a traditional boring card for. I can make it for you. It's great because it's online and it can be shared or sent to anyone and everyone. No postage needed. And I'm sure you'll agree that I'm way more entertaining and lovable than any paper card. And not to mention I'm a celebrity. Oh, it's so easy. All you have to do is go to www.gblockshow.com. And that's all one word, gblockshow, and then, of course, a little .com. I'm very salty, and I can't wait to hear from you. Well, I can, but I'd rather not.
Crafted comedy
by Grey Wolf. It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G-Block Show.
Now we're kind of going back to this whole 70s thing again. I'm from Colorado Springs, all right? That big, Rocky Mountain High, all that stuff. I mean, I was right, when I was in 6th grade, we went to this stuff, we like, for the schools, like something like Happy Trails or something. We spent a week up in the mountains. We were right there by John Denver's property, but looked right across to it. And it was everything about being in Colorado during the time of John Denver and C.W. McCall was just like, wow, we felt like we were the center of the universe. It was great. It really was. And it didn't hurt that my dad was a truck driver. I mean, of all the times to have my stepdad, he was my stepdad, but of all the times to have a stepdad who was a truck driver, that was the time. Because, we had that convoy stuff, and all this, all this C.W. McCall stuff, this trucker, was like truckers rock, and then everybody had these little bags. You remember those bags you could go into the 7-Eleven, and they had these bags with this CB radio stuff on it, all the jargon, 10-4. It was keep on trucking. That was where it was at, baby. It was where it was at, man. So, that was when I lived there. Of course, sometimes my dad, my stepdad of all things, he drove for Coors. Coors beer was, Colorado. It was like, Colorado Kool-Aid. Yeah, it was quite the thing. The timing couldn't have been better. But anyway, during that time, there was these stickers out. The bumper stickers people put on cars, and it was politically things were changing, and then we had "I Am Woman, Hear Me Roar," which was a feminist movement song, and then of course we also had the "Having My Baby," which was an anti-abortion song that was played on the radio. It was amazing. All this, all this stuff really started to come around, and for better, or in most cases, much, much, much worse. Whereas they had these, but they had these bumper stickers. It was "The Devil Made Me Do It." In fact, the T-shirts were hot. I mean, Spencer's. Oh, is that place? I guess it's still around. This place, Spencer's, that had all these black light posters and stuff. But you could get these stickers and these shirts. But "The Devil Made Me Do It" was great. Everybody just was like, okay, it's not my fault. The devil made me do it. Okay, so you're off the hook as you're going and swinging with the neighbors. By the way, a lot of people don't know swinging today is they just call them, things are so much different these days. I don't even know if they have a name for it. It's just like if it happens, it does. If we all hook up together, but back then it was actually a thing for a while where couples would get with other couples. It was, it was like everybody was doing it. Yeah, just like the streak, which some people don't know about that, but that was when you'd run down the street naked for a while. Very fast and naked, hence the word streak. But there was all kinds of these fun little things we used to do. But then we had these bumper stickers out, those "I Found It." These "I Found It," which was basically this whole new movement at the time. Is like, oh my gosh, it's like they're all over the place, these born again people. Before we ever heard it was like, what does that mean, born again? Like, did they shove you back into the, back up the old, into the vagina and push you back out? No, they were meaning something entirely different. It was all a religious thing. But at first, it was kind of like, oh, shit, they're born again. It's like, oh, that sounds awful. Anyway, so there was that. You had these, "I Found It," and then of course there was people's other bumper stickers. And the answer to that, where was it? I didn't know you lost it. That sort of thing. Of course, it turned out to be a mess. All these "I Found It" people. I'm not going to go any further on that one. It just turned out, let's just say, "I Found It" has caused a lot of problems. It's just been, that was kind of the beginning of the end. Let's just say that. Okay, then, of course, but this is my favorite one. I really love this one. Even as a kid, I was like, I don't know, 10, 11 years old, but this "Honk If You're Horny." Honk if you're horny on these bumper stickers. So... people, all of a sudden, it's like these stickers were on a lot of cars, and so a lot of people be honking, and it was, got to be to the point where it's like, well, you just didn't know. Now, did you just cut somebody off? You make somebody mad, or is the person behind you just really horny? And so that didn't last for a long time, burned itself out, but it was good, but it was nice while it lasted. It kind of got a little unnerving after a while. Just all the cars just honking. A lot of horny people back then. Maybe still would be. I don't know. I don't know if anybody dare put that on their, I don't know, people wouldn't put that on their car these days. Maybe they would. I don't know. Maybe they would. Maybe they would put them on their cars. Maybe we should. I don't know. Maybe. What do you guys think? Maybe we should try to bring that bumper sticker back.
Well, I think it's a great idea. I do. It's like all you have to do. It's not like, you just can easily find out. Honk if you're horny. Anybody honks? There you go. And if you weren't getting enough of that, you could purposely, like you were saying, kind of do things to make people mad enough, aggravated enough or something to honk and then say, all right, me too. I like it. I like it.
Yeah, exactly. Now that's what I like about you. You think outside the box.
Oh, okay, so honk if you're horny. That's, so honk your horn.
You've been enjoying another episode of The G-Block Show, and we hope you're telling your friends about The G-Block Show. If you have feedback or suggestions or would like to be a G-Block Show sponsor, please contact us at gblockshow.com. Hey! For the price of a fancy store-bought card, I will make you an online video card. An invitation, greeting, birthday wish, get well, congratulations, anything, and perhaps more than what you'd buy a traditional boring card for. I can make it for you. It's great because it's online and it can be shared or sent to anyone and everyone. No postage needed. And I'm sure you'll agree that I'm way more entertaining and lovable than any paper card. And not to mention I'm a celebrity. Oh, it's so easy. All you have to do is go to www.gblockshow.com. And that's all one word, gblockshow, and then, of course, a little .com. I'm very salty, and I can't wait to hear from you. Well, I can, but I'd rather not. Crafted comedy by Grey Wolf. It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G-Block Show. Yeah, what are you doing? You're taking a picture of yourself? Yeah, I am. Oh, so I see you're taking a selfie. Yes, that's right. Yeah, I'm taking a selfie. Why? What's up, man? It's my camera and it's me I'm taking a picture of. So if you're, now let me see if I get this straight. If you're taking a picture of more than just yourself, you got some other people in the picture, shouldn't that be a wee or an ussy? Could be. I mean, it's just because I'm taking the picture myself that for me. No. This is this crazy new world we live in. If you're taking a picture of just yourself, it should maybe be a selfie. But if you're taking a picture with other people in the picture, that should either be a wee or an ussy. All right, I'll go with that. Okay, good. Now that we've established that, can we also establish that this is so stupid to talk like a bunch of babies? We got selfies. We've got foods. I mean, it's like, oh, are you a foodie? Like it's something special, like you've gone to college for. Yeah, I like food. Doesn't almost everybody like food? I mean, we almost all like food. So this is what happens. This is how ridiculous it is. I'll go out to a restaurant and I'll take a bite of my food and I'll go, no. That's delicious. And then someone will say, and it's usually, and I'll be honest, it's usually a millennial. Are you a foodie? Yeah, you're asking if I like food? Yeah, I like food. All right, yeah, that makes me a foodie? Yeah, then I'm a foodie. Let's face it, it is just pure nonsense, and I love it. Nowadays, all of us adults, we all sound like a bunch of kids. It's like this. It's like, now look at me. Now check me out. I'm going to take a selfie of myself eating some food because I'm a foodie. And after that, and once I've done that, I am going to go listen to Lady Gaga. Yeah, I Google over Lady Gaga. How damn baby-like is that? Huh? Pretty damn baby-like. I mean, I feel just like a baby. I do. I feel like a little baby. Just give me a binky. Or hell, why not give me a sugar tit while you're at it? Just give me a sugar tit to suck on. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, sugar tit would be nice.
Damn right. Damn right. I gotta say, it is so good to be alive today.
Yeah, no kidding.
You've been enjoying another episode of The G-Block Show.
The gblockshow.com website is a great place to hear your favorite G-Block Show shows, as well as their backstories. And it's also a great place to go and get your video messages or invitations made. Yes, have your video message or invitation made by some of the other very colorful Portland puppets, such as
Pirate Hardy,
Hugh Blue,
Mexican Bandit Rango,
Groovy Granny, Cowboy Son,
Cowboy Bird,
Boosty Cool, and others. And for a great price. Be sure to check it all out next time you go to the gblockshow.com. That's GBLOCK show.com.
Crafted comedy.
By Great Wolf.
It's the talk of people in the know. Welcome to the G-Block Show. Speaking of Howard Stern, do you suppose that's his real name? Like as if, oh, everybody's going to do just what I say because my last name is Stern. That Principal Strickland. You know, everybody's afraid, oh, Strickland. I'm not afraid. You know what they say, sticks and stones will break your bones. Well, names will never hurt me. But so I don't care what your last name is. I don't care what your first name is. Just as long as it's not Dick. If your first name is Dick, stay the hell away from me. I'm serious. I don't want you to come near me. Okay, now, what I'm wondering is, I realize at this stage of the game that we don't have, video. No, we're not on live stream, video yet. But maybe we should prepare for that. Get a bunch of girls on here and try to act like we care about them. Like we're actually going to try to stay on some sort of, intellectual, respectful level. And as soon as we get about, 2 minutes into the conversation, we'll say, hey, can you show me your rack? Hey, we should, show me your rack, And then, we can practice. I'm saying we'll just practice, see how this goes, we don't want to. But I'm just saying, look how damn popular that was. And look at all the dumb girls who went on his show who knew darn good and well that it wasn't going to be 2-3 minutes into it that he's going to ask them to pull up their, top and take off their bra and stuff. Everybody just ate it up. Everybody loved it. Look, it put him on top, didn't it? Didn't it? It did. All right.
That's a great idea you've got there.
Of course. And we can have a lot of fun with it, right? We can, sure. But, I can't believe everybody I really can't believe everybody with a podcast isn't doing this. Well, we already saw. It's like, it's where it's at. People are so stupid. I'm just saying, people are stupid. That we can probably increase our membership. We sure could do that, I imagine. But we can increase our listenership. Probably tenfold. Even if we since we're not live streaming this on video, if we just like right now, I'm just going to do this. We'll just try this, for example. Now, all right, everybody listening to this podcast, we have Marie. No, I got to come up with a better name than that. We have, let me think of a juicy name. Roxanne. There we go. Roxanne. That is the juicy name. Okay, everybody. We have Roxanne, who's coming to the studio, and I've already asked her a couple wonderful questions. Nice. I was very respectful to you, wasn't I? Yes, she's nodding her head. Yes, I was. I've been very good. We found out that she's a beautician, very successful. She makes around $60,000 a year, and there's just no limit to what she can probably do. After all, she is a woman. Okay, right there, she's off to a good start. Okay, now, we've all been sitting here thinking, wondering, what your boobs look like. Could you show us, would you just show us your boobs? Oh, my, those are nice, nicer than I thought.
Hey, those are beautiful, yes, those are nice. Yeah,
those are good. Those are really good. Well, I'll tell you what, I have seen a lot of taws in my time. And those are, my goodness gracious, you are just beautiful. Thank you so much for coming into the studio, and on behalf of women everywhere, thank you. And hey, before you go, please, send your friends. Because there's nowhere, and I do mean this, dear, there's nowhere they'll be more appreciated than here. Right, boys?
Yeah, that's right.
All right, well, thank you again. My. That was really quite a treat, wasn't it, boys? You've been enjoying another episode of The G-Block Show, and we hope you're telling your friends about The G-Block Show. If you have feedback or suggestions or would like to be a G-Block Show sponsor, please contact us at gblockshow.com. Hey, for the price of a fancy store-bought card, I will make you an online video card. An invitation, greeting, birthday wish, get well, congratulations, anything, and perhaps more than what you'd buy a traditional boring card for. I can make it for you. It's great because it's online and it can be shared or sent to anyone and everyone. No postage needed. And I'm sure you'll agree that I'm way more entertaining and lovable than any paper card. Not to mention I'm a celebrity. Oh, it's so easy. All you have to do is go to www.gblockshow.com. And that's all one word, G-Block-Show, and then, of course, a little .com. I'm very salty, and I can't wait to hear from you. Well, I can, but I'd rather not.